Hey guys, this is not your typical episode of the Sinner's Rant or Church Review. This is actually something new that I want to call Off Topic. So for today's first topic, I don't really know how I'm going to go about this. I just want to say that I'm speaking from the heart, and I do have a little script here, but if I do go off on a tangent, forgive me. I will try to keep it as brief as possible, and I hope that you guys will better understand who I am as a person after watching this video. My reason for making this video is I want to clarify a couple of my beliefs that apparently have been used against me to make me seem like I don't know what I'm going to say. I feel that some people have been misrepresenting me and not portraying me correctly in terms of my personal beliefs, and have been representing me as someone who hates Christianity, who has turned my back on Christianity, or totally thinks that all of Christianity is garbage. And I just want to clarify and say a couple, honestly just 3 points that I have right now that will help me be more clear about what I believe to you. So my first point that I want to bring up is I'm still legitimately a Christian, and I still legitimately believe that Christianity is true. It is the only viable belief system, in my opinion, that best represents mankind's reality. So to say that I am no longer a Christian or I don't believe in it, I think is very false and very misleading. It is not what I believe at all. In fact, if you were to take away everything that I have physically, if I were to lose my girlfriend, my family, my house, my car that I dearly love as well, sorry, no offense to my girlfriend, but anyways, if all my physical possessions were to be taken away, at the end of the day, I will say the Lord taketh, or at the end of the day, I will say the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. And you will never hear me say that God doesn't exist or God isn't real because of my experience. Because at the end of the day, regardless of my experience, regardless of my feelings, regardless of my emotions, regardless of the things that are happening in my life, it is never going to make me say that God is not real. So that's the first point. To say that I'm not a Christian is blatantly misleading and trying to get people to see things or see me differently, and I think that is not okay at all. The second thing I want to clarify is in terms of denominational stuff, I try to stay away from it. I try to just simply focus on the gospel and keep things simple. That way it's more encouraging to the everyday believer, because we all know that doctrine divides. But coming from a Pentecostal family, some people think that I have totally taken a 180 and assume that I no longer believe in these things that we call gifts of the Spirit. So let me clarify, because I actually clarified this in my first series called The Sinner's Rant when I was talking about tongues. So let's put it in a general sense. In terms of gifts of the Spirit, I actually don't believe that they have completely ceased. I'm not a complete cessationist. I am just saying that it is totally possible, because God can do whatever the heck he wants. Yes, I said heck, get over it. But God can do whatever he wants, and that includes gifts of the Spirit. The only thing and the only issue that I have is, how do you define these gifts? And if so, are they the definition that is defined in the Bible? So I just have a strict criteria for what speaking in tongues is, or what a miracle is, or what a healing is. Because you can see these topics defined in the Bible. So to be quite frank, to say that I don't believe in them at all, again, blatantly misleading. Please stop. Because if you were actually to talk to me and not just get angry, you would see that I actually agree with you that these things exist, but I'm just not going to take everything that is happening and saying, yes, that's what it is. Whatever your experience is, yeah, that totally counts. No, because some experiences just don't count, and that's the hard truth. I think the final point that I have to clarify is I don't actually hate the modern day church. I know some people who have talked to me, and I've definitely said some things that I really dislike church. I will have to say maybe it's because I have not been in a good body for a long time, or I have not been in a good fellowship for a long time, that I have lost the essence and meaning of the church. Essentially, yes, some of my mentors don't even like it at all. Some of my mentors say that it's completely institutionalized, it's not required whatsoever. I think just because it's institutionalized doesn't mean there aren't people who are honestly trying to get it right. And to say that all churches are horrible and evil, that is also very misleading, because the whole point of my series, Church Review, is to show people that there are churches that are worth going to, regardless of your differences, regardless of the things that you will nitpick about. I can see myself going to any one of these churches that I will be reviewing and am continually reviewing, because they focus on the number one thing, which is Christ. I think there's a couple other topics that I could reflect on and talk about, but for the most part, these were the three that really bothered me, and these were the three that I just wanted to speak to you plainly from the heart and tell you exactly how I feel concerning these things. So, I'm not doing any of these things to be rebellious or arrogant or anything like that, but I'm doing these things because I really feel that this is my calling. I feel that this YouTube channel, despite the little viewers I have, is something that I enjoy, and I love doing this, and I really am glad that it helps people in understanding where I'm coming from and seeing different topics and different perspectives from different denominations and different views. Ultimately, all I can say is, if you really want to talk to me and understand who I am, I'm not that hard to reach. So, to close off this video, and to close off this first episode of Off Topic, please don't think that I'm not a Christian. Please don't think that I don't believe in the gifts of the Spirit, and please don't think that I totally hate the modern day church. I just have a lot of problems with it. I think it's become divided, but that doesn't mean there are not people who are doing all of these things correctly. Thanks for watching.
I like it.